Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Okay, guys, Jeff P has just put up a post. It's a very good vlog. It's about one of the celestial bodies. They started giving names in it. I don't want to really get myself kind of too attached to giving names to these celestial bodies. What I will say is one of the gas giant planets, which seems to be orbiting An-Najm thaaqib, our neutron star, and it's been seen often during its orbit and its trajectory. But this vlog in and of itself is an interesting one. It's specifically focused on this celestial body, but you'll see the evidence is quite damning. Again, it's just something more for our ulama ikram to take a look at. Please be mindful that we've discussed this and I've maintained it throughout, and I need to repeat myself so that I'm not misunderstood by anyone. And there'll be new guys who tune in every so often as well. So just for clarity's sake, An-Najm Thaqib is the primary star. That star has other celestial bodies orbiting it. It's come from below the ecliptic and now is sharing a barycenter with our sun. But not only is that star that's merged with our solar system and its celestial bodies, but another star system, which is a brown dwarf star, a burnt out star, which is also orbiting the primary star, has come in with it, right? And that is somewhere maybe perhaps behind us, the brown dwarf star with its celestial bodies. I'm not absolutely certain how many celestial bodies it's got. What I do know as a guesstimate is that the neutron star, An-Najm Thaqib, as I believe to be, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best, is the star that um, has at least four gas giants with it. Well, orbitals, celestial bodies, planets, if we must. And this seems to be one of them. And it's getting closer to us incrementally. I'll let you guys make what you choose of it. We'll just watch this together, inshallah.
Screen here is 4 days later, nearly the same time. I will leave a link in the description. Again, you can go and check this out. I expected to be doing this for a while. I believe that why we're seeing this is during the sunrise. This video took me, by the way, 3 hours, 18 minutes, and 49 seconds. Way too long to post on YouTube, so I'm just going to scroll for you. So we basically see the almost exact same thing in the 9:30, 10 o'clock position. So we continue to observe this orbiting planet, but I do want to show you why this thing is increasing in size, proving that this.
You see that? That's the gas giant planet. What we're looking at over here is what I maintained is not our real sun. It's a solar sun simulator, which is somewhere above our atmosphere. Okay, and what they do is they intensify its light, and also its brightness, right? Depending on what's required and how much they need to hide from view. And it's basically exactly where. So our sun is somewhere behind there. Why are they not showing our sun? Because if they would, we'd see the primary star, An-Najm Thaqib, rotate around, well, our sun and it rotating around each other, and other celestial bodies also, like this one that we see here, this big gas giant, also eclipsing our sun. And they don't want us to see that. Okay, why? Simply because they're counting on us not seeing it up until the last morrow, the last minute, so that the anticipated natural disasters that would occur during its trajectory back out of our solar system is something that they're kind of counting on. It's part of the plan, as it were, for the Shaitani elitists, the Shayateen in Insan to ensure that the Ummah, humanity, is traumatized enough through suffering, through loss, through pain, through psychological trauma, so that they can then coerce them with everything else that has been intended. And we've discussed what that is, so I'm not going to reiterate that. For those of you who are new to this, you can look up the science PDF, which is on the About Us link, and maybe study that first and then work through all the vlogs that have been archived on the channel since, and we discuss what we feel and believe quite strongly is on the cards and is being schemed and planned by these dark forces, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best.
This thing is completely fake at a lower orbit because we're shining light below the chemtrails. The chemtrails can only coming in at probably 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 feet.
Okay, so the chemtrails, you'd only get them certainly as the planes fly high. They don't fly low, do they? So you're not going to find the chemtrails covering the horizon like that. So anything that appears on the horizon becomes visible because the chemtrails can't occlude it, right? And then they're using other lenses and stuff to shift the focal point of these celestial bodies as well so that we don't see them. There's a lot of technology that's being used in amalgamation and together so that we don't actually see these whilst they're at a reasonable distance away from us in the horizon and in our skies. But when they're below the horizon, or at least near the horizon, the chemtrails can't hide them. They can't cloak them. So they appear in the cameras, and the cameras pick them up. And this seems to very much be the fake sun, and this gentleman will show us exactly why he believes so. And I personally, from the research that I've been doing, I can't fault his outlook on this.
Whatever, but it's always we're looking at this underneath the chemtrails, and then as it gets above the chemtrails, it gets bigger and bigger in the sky until it takes up almost a third of the sky. What sun would just keep getting bigger and bigger as it rises? That totally proves that what my theory is right. Like I got you in this video. I got this. This would be the real sun. My flashlight would be the fake sun. That it's got an angular light, and when objects are close to it, or high altitude chemtrails or clouds, it would appear to be a small sun. And the paper resembling the clouds at a low altitude would be a big sun. Small sun, big sun. Okay, see how that works when the chemtrails pass in front of this? We're seeing the same things here. So let me go back and show you how this works. So if all they want to do is hide this object here, then all they've got to do is spray low altitude clouds in front of it. But the problem is this is below the chemtrails, so we get to see the object, and then as it approaches, the fake sun increases in size, washing out the object they don't want us to see as it passes behind it. See, look at that thing. A third the size. If this was absolutely impossible, this would have been a true sun. It would have maintained the same size throughout the whole sky. It doesn't grow and change in size.
Our sun doesn't. It's always the same size. Okay, it may change and vary in hue and color as it reaches the horizon, as it rises and sets. And whilst the midday sun is above us, we may see a change in hue of the sun, but the sun remains the same size throughout. It never gets bigger, right? As it's going over the horizon.
So
but this one, because it's a fake sun, it seems to get larger and larger and larger, which I think is deliberately done so that they can hide this other planetary body that's come into our solar system and is tailing the Najm thaaqib, is orbiting a Najm thaaqib.
Video, you can see that this is still again, this was taken at the lower bottom side of the screen. You can see March 18, 2017. This is 4 days ago. I did not steal this video. I will leave a link in the description so you can do this yourself. Anybody who posts these videos, really appreciate it if you would leave a link to the video you caught it on so we can see the evidence ourselves. So in this illustration here, I'm just showing you that this is the real sun. It's always there. It's being affected by the Nemesis star. So not only does it hide the solar eclipses, But the real sun, which the Earth orbits around, we have a sun simulator which orbits around the Earth in a heliosynchronous orbit. And here we have suggesting.
Okay, a heliosynchronous orbit means it orbits in the same, in line with the sun, right? So the sun moves around our horizon. This satellite, which simulates the sun, so it's a false sun, also moves in line with the sun. So what it does, it gets in front of the sun. So you're thinking you're looking at the sun when in fact the sun has been hidden. Whilst an-najm thaaqib is maybe they're rotating around one another. It's also tearing the surface atmosphere out of our sun. But whilst an-najm thaaqib is and our sun is orbiting around each other because they share a barycenter, a gravitational center with each other. The other celestial bodies that have come in with an-najm thaaqib are also orbiting around about the same area, right? And what we just saw is one of those celestial bodies, one of those planets, okay, which was being hidden in this. They were trying to hide in this footage. At least this is our position. That's our hypothesis.
That it's solar powered, or solar, part of it's being solar powered could be reflection or the simulator. Please watch my other videos for greater description how this light source works. But this cone of light can only affect a small surface of the Earth. But during the sunrise, the sun can be seen, simulator, through at its smallest possible diameter underneath the chemtrails during the rise and fall of this sun simulator. That's why it gets small. Shouldn't it be getting bigger due to the lens gravity effect, or whatever you want to call it? So as this sun simulator begins to rise, it reflects and bounces off this chemtrail or cloud layers that we see here. Now check this out.
It's ajib. Anything man-made, subhanAllah, is riddled with bullet holes and flaws. Our sun is, when it sets and rises, it actually does look the largest, you know, and whilst it's midday, it doesn't look as large as it does when it's setting. And you'll see that, you must have noticed that when you take pictures of the sun setting or rising, or you've seen pictures at least of the sun rising and setting, and you see how beautiful it looks, how spherical it looks, and they generally do look larger than life. And then during the midday, they do look slightly smaller. When in contrast, what we just saw in that footage was the sun was getting larger as it was rising, right? So it's almost the opposite of what, you know, naturally Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created his makhluk, his creation, to function as, and how it visually looks. What something man-made looks quite the opposite. And there's signs in this for people with, you know, mashallah, basira, firasa, for them to be able to notice these things. Because this is the makhluk of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's a creation of Allah, you know, and we should have deep connections with all of this, you know, just as much as we are creation, it is also creation, and it's absolutely pivotal, central to, you know, life as we know it on earth. So having a connection with our sun is a very important thing, subhanallah, and noticing when indeed something is not in fact the real thing, and it may very well indeed be something that is a manufactured false sun, a simulator. Certainly seems to be the case.
Now here's a video from Renee Jennings. Let me show you how this works with real clouds. So in this video, we can see the sun in its true size here, and projecting it like my piece of paper, creating a larger sun. This is impossible unless it was fake and coming at us from an angular, narrow distance. And look at this thing. See how it suddenly got bigger? And then when we see the true size, right there. You're so busted. That proves my theory completely. This should have been the same size. You see how that just bounces off, light reflecting off the clouds, making it look bigger than it really is. And if they can make these chemtrail clouds bigger, well, this is the time to see the real object. If there was anything in there washing out the nemesis star or whatever that we see. So totally proves my theory right there. Look at that. See how the sun is constantly changing in size because of the different altitudes of the clouds. I'll leave a link for all this in the description box. Please copy, like, and share this video. I think that's amazing. And for your viewing pleasure, let's watch this one more time. This was 4 days after. Let's see what orbit this object takes as it passes around our sun. And this is underneath the chemtrail clouds, getting over the chemtrail clouds, growing larger and larger in size. You can see the haze in the sky reflecting the light thanks to the chemtrails. And look how this thing just continues to grow. You know the sun ain't take up a third of the sky. He'd be going to a supernova, right? Yeah. Anyways, please copy, like, and share this video.